where we are at. And it is literally not only the education space, but the entire world is being remade, and technology is infiltrating every single aspect thereof. So the people that know how to code, these will be the people that are going to make things happen. I mean, I myself, and I'm not even using coding for that yet, I'm working on a platform to try and make this entire system that we're using to teach here a bit easier for everyone to use, right? And more intuitive and more structured, if you want to call it that. So yes, the world is being remade every day around us. Some of it because of innovation, some of it because of forced situations like we have now with this COVID story, where we're not supposed to have contact with other people, but through technology and through the remaking of everything, we can still connect with other people. And I think that is vitally important for us at this stage, to not forget about the fact that even though we have lost contact perhaps with people, I mean, my family lives far from where I am. We're not allowed to travel between provinces. We had a family member pass away due to COVID-19, and we couldn't get to that family member. Even the family members who were in the area couldn't get to that family member. So contact between people is lost, right? But connection can still happen. And these platforms are giving that to us. And these connections can cause collaboration and can cause another leg of innovation that can drive us forward into the future. So what I'm trying to say, and I think I've said this before, I started learning coding when I was well out of school already. I was living overseas and I was working there as a teacher, and I wanted to start blogging, so I learned how to create websites. Then I realized, wow, with a website you can do so much more than just blog. Not that blogs are bad, I love blogs. In these days, they call it vlogs because people don't want to read anymore. So we combine videos and blog posts so that people can choose whether they want to watch a video or read, right? But when I started learning these things, I was well into adulthood already. I was married, my son was born, and we were living overseas. But here you guys are in grade 8 learning these things now. So can you imagine how far ahead that puts you and how much brighter that can make the future? So just some things to think about, okay? And that's the reason why I'm so passionate about all these things. Okay, now I'm going to move into the actual work. So terms that we need to know, conditionals, and we're going to be introduced to conditionals on the coding platform practically today for the first time. So conditionals are if-else logic statements that change the way that code is executed. So it doesn't have to be an else statement as well. It can only be an if statement. And what that basically says is that when we create code, it's going to try to execute, right? If you put a statement into a sequence and you say move forward, the code is going to try and execute that. It's not going to check for any variables that might be in the way. It's not going to check for anything that's going to hinder its movement. It's just going to try and execute. When it can't work, you'll receive an error. Okay, oops, couldn't do this, program terminated. Now with a conditional statement, you can put it into an if condition that move forward as an example. And you can say, if there is a path, then only do you move forward. If there isn't a path, instead of an else, it can just continue on to the sequence that's below it. And you'll see that in a while. But it gives you the power of almost letting your program decide how it is going to execute the code, right? So, or how it is going to run. So we'll see that, and this is extremely powerful, but more than the fact that it is powerful, it is something that you really need to take note of, because after conditionals, we are going to do conditional repeats, where a loop is only going to happen if a certain condition is met or the condition is false. And they still catch me out with those ones on this platform, even today. So you really, really need to try and take some time and ask questions so that you've got conditionals properly rooted into your understanding and your frame of reference, okay? The next one, variables. Variables are placeholders for information that can change. And just this morning with the grade 7s, we created an entire solution, and then we entered the variables after that. excuse me. So those variables are only there to assign a value to something, okay? But you can assign a value to that variable, and then you can use that variable over and over in different areas of your code, but that'll be better explained once you get to see it. So we are here, concept practice with Minecraft. But before we go there, I want to share or show this to you. Tell me quickly, do you see the Kahoot screen? So in your chats, just say yes if you see this Kahoot website sort of thing. Okay. So then Lesedi says she saw it. Okay. Now this is the website. Okay. This is obviously, if I was to start to play a Kahoot lesson with you or have a Kahoot lesson with you, I'd come here, I'd log in, wait for the link. We're not on the coding yet. We're not going to play Kahoot either. I just want to show you the code behind the Kahoot platform. So I'd come here, I'd log in, you'd visit the kahoot.it site on your cell phones and or any other device, and then we would play, right? Now, what makes all of that work? What makes it all run and look the way that it does? So in Google Chrome, if you find a blank area of any website and you right click, you're going to get this window. Once you click on inspect, it's an inspect page. And what that does is it shows you the actual code behind it, okay? So these are the lines of code that is being used to run this entire website. And here you can see the style sheets. So the style sheets, this is what I code in. I've told you before I use CSS. So this is where the style sheets are at, okay? And you can see here on the left-hand side, these are the actual things that's running the program, and it is calling. So there you see script, JavaScript. So every time in between a script tag like this entire thing is going to be JavaScript. There you can see a function being called, and you can see all of those extra little things that's happening there. And sometimes in this code here, you will be calling a style sheet from this side and so on and so forth. Okay, so to explain all of this is just going to be a bit intense, but you'll see when you hover with your mouse over it, it highlights some things on the website, and you can actually see what code goes to which one. Now I clicked off that. Let me just go back. It's under the Elements tab. So there you can see that's the entire page, and if you make them, that's only going to be the footer, which is the bottom part of the page. And so there are different, let me just scroll down so you can see you can see the footer, right? So this code, just this code here, is actually responsible for the way that this entire thing looks, the footer looks like, what it looks like, okay? So in some of our lessons, I do this on code.org, I go to sources, and here you can actually find where they are drawing the information from. So these people are using WordPress. That's what I build websites on as well, WordPress. So this entire Kahoot was built on WordPress. And code.org is built on another one. They use cloud storage to keep their files. But you can actually find images that's being used on the website there, okay? So for this, it's obviously going to be the people that work there. But on our on code.org, all those stickers and things that I place into the PowerPoint, or that Zoom, that's not the Zoom, I'm lying, the bees that are actually moving on the PowerPoint, I find that all in here. That's where I find all of these things. Is I come to the source code and do that. And you can just click that off again, and then the source code is gone, right? Very important though, if you see that and this is just for the future, don't copy that code and go and create your own thing using their code, because much of that code is copyrighted. And if they catch you, you're going to be in some trouble. So you can only do that on open source projects. And when it's an open source project, you won't get the code like that. There are platforms that you can go to get it, right? So anyway, here's code.org, and it works the same way. You can inspect that, and here's the code that actually runs the code.org website, right? It looks much shorter, but it's only because they are all, there you can see it's actually long, right? And this, where everything is like this with no spaces, that's a trick that we use to make websites run faster. And here you can see the images, as I said earlier. Oh, you're not going to see it on this one. You'll see it once we're into the puzzle. But anyway, so that is what the code behind this looks like. So the code that we're creating is only a very small section that's responsible for a very small piece of something to happen. All the code that, even like when I hover my mouse over there and it turns orange and shows that little block, that's code doing that. My mouse pointer changing from a pointer to a hand, that's code doing that. When I click on this and something reacts, that's code doing that. Okay. Right, so here we go. I'm just going to jump away in this one, and there's the link for you now. And for those of you that do not know Minecraft, okay, these are creepers, these green things. And they have a habit of exploding. And I'm going to show you what that looks like very shortly. Yes, they blow up. So if you run into them, not only do they destroy you, but they destroy stuff around it as well. So you can see I'm going to run into that creeper. They give you a timer to run away, but obviously in this platform, it's not going to work. There you can see even our house has been broken. And if this was the actual game, you would have lost a lot of hearts. So they say running into a creeper is a bad idea. So carefully move past the creepers and reach the safety of your home. So that's what we want to do here. We want to move around the creepers. So there are two ways. We can either go here or we can go up there, right? But I would like us to at least do it in 9 blocks. So if you want to choose a way that's going to take more than 9 blocks, it's not going to work. I also played Minecraft last night with my son. We actually play every night. That and Rocket League. Okay. Sometimes some other games, but those are our favorites at the moment. So I think what we have to do is have you tell me in the chat box which way you would like me to go. Do you want me to turn left and move forward, or to move forward and turn left? Okay, so you want me to move forward 1, 2, 3, 4. So we're going to do it like this. 4, right? So once we're here and we've turned left, then we need to obviously 1, 2, 3, 4 again. So we can just repeat that because we're going to turn left again. We can make this twice. Then we're going to move forward 1, 2, 1, 2, and turn right. Don't do that. And now I'm not sure, so we'll have to check. I don't know if we need to be in front of the door or actually going into. Okay. Oh, well, she's happy in front of the door. Cool. So we did that in 8, right? I did it another way. So I turned left. Then I moved forward 1, 2, 3 times. Okay. Then over here, there's a turn right, move forward, turn left, move forward, and it repeats. So you can have this turn right, move forward, turn left, and move forward. And then this you can repeat 2 times. So there you can see we can go around that way as well. I wanted to show this way to you just in case you were thinking if you go this way, you're going to use too many blocks. So my thinking was going around this way will use too many blocks, but it actually used less. So this just gets us back to that problem-solving workflow. First, we need to identify the problem. So for this puzzle, the problem was 9-block restriction, don't hit the creepers, right? That's it. And the solution was to get Alex in there. So this solution worked and this one worked. So there isn't a right or wrong, but this one did use less blocks. So if that is what you were aiming for, awesome. What did I do now? There. Okay. If you were aiming to just do it as, no, this is Alex. If you chose Steve on your side, then it's Steve, but I chose to play with Alex. But it doesn't matter. Okay. So again, yes, Steve looks like a boy because Steve is the boy and Alex is the girl. So yeah, that's basically the difference between them. Right, so yes, you can choose how to go about this. Doesn't matter. One isn't wrong, one isn't right. It's going to depend on what you want to achieve. But that being said, are you guys happy with this? Can we continue? Okay. I'm just dropping the link there, not because of any other reason than it just helps me to manage the chat box. Okay. Oh, cool. Seems like we have a few extra people here. I love it. Awesome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. All right. So you'll find the most valuable resources underground, but it can get dark. Place at least 2 torches and mine at least 2 coal, right? So in Minecraft, when it is too dark and you are playing in survival mode and it's not set to peaceful, monsters will spawn. Zombies, creepers, skeletons, endermen, spiders, whatever. And they all come and they attack you, right? So the way to keep yourself safe is to place torches to create light, okay? So even when you're mining underground and it's not at night, but it is dark, the monsters will still spawn. So we want to go underground though, because this coal can be used to create torches. It can be used in furnaces to do things. So we want the coal that we can find there. So this is what we are going to do in this puzzle, is to get 2. Now, our workspace is not restricted. Look at that. Okay, so there's no limit on how many blocks we can use, but we are limited to these blocks that we have available here. All right, and there is now obviously coal all around. So I'm going to show you my chain of thought. It's not the only way. You're welcome to go and implement what I thought, then you can show me what you thought. Okay, so I'm going to turn left. I'm looking for the shortest, easiest way to solve this puzzle. So what I want to do is turn left, destroy that block, place a torch, and move forward, or move forward, then place a torch, doesn't matter. And I want to do that, not my mistake there. This I want to turn left, I want to do once. So I'm turning, moving, placing a torch, braking, moving, placing a torch. Okay. Oh, this is supposed to be 2 times. Sorry, my bad. Okay. So there we go. So I have achieved the goal, obviously, but this isn't very exciting. I mean, come on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 blocks of code and just moving sideways. Okay, Jay, that's fine. This video will go up to YouTube, so you can go and find it on the YouTube channel. The only video for this class that is missing is 2 days ago. I still have to edit that one and put it together. I hope to get that done tonight if the load shedding doesn't stop me from working. Okay, but that's cool. Thank you for telling me. Right, so as I said, here we are. I've completed the puzzle in a short way, but it's not very exciting. It's not very flashy. So if you have another way of doing it, that's fine, right? Whatever works for you. Do any of you want to share your code with me, or are you just happy to see the solution and move on? So you can either say share or move on, whatever. Carry on. Next. No, it's better share or next. Just type that in the chat box so that I can get an idea. It's cool if you want to move on, because we're going to start to look at conditional shortly. I'm not sure. It's either this puzzle or the one after that. Next. Okay. It's one next. This is a democratic country, so we need to wait for at least 2 votes. Okay, awesome. The democracy of the grade 8 coding class. 2 votes and we're good to go. 3. Awesome. Okay, come on. But you get the idea, right? You can come here and play with this if you'd like to do that. Oh, no, not yet. Almost. Okay. So now we have a bit of a problem. Walking into molten lava is a bad idea. Place cobblestone to create a bridge, then mine at least 2 of the iron blocks. So contrary to real life experiences, if you walk into the lava in Minecraft, you don't just sink in and drown in it, or you set alight and you jump around being on fire. Okay. And you can get yourself sorted if you're fast, but in this level, it's not going to do that. So what we want to do is we want to place a block there to move over this, a stone block. So we're obviously not going to be placing a birch plank or a spruce plank or wool, right? That's going to burn. We need to place something that's going to have the ability to withstand the lava. But what's more important than that, what I need you to see here on this block is what it says, place cobblestone ahead. Now that is important. Remember I told you how many times we have a block that just says place cobblestone? That's going to place it wherever Alex is standing. When it says place ahead, it's going to place it in front of Alex. The destroy block, however, works to the front. It doesn't say destroy ahead, it just, that's the way it works. But this is because it's the way that it works in Minecraft, right? In Minecraft, you need to be right next to the thing that you're going to break. Okay, and face it, and then you can break it. Cool, so what we want to do here is move forward, obviously, to be there. Then we're going to place cobblestone to have our bridge, right? Then we want to move forward twice so that we cross the cobblestone and get to that side. So let's run this. Okay, so our first part of our solution is good to go. Now we only have 3 blocks left in which to mine 2 diamonds. So, not diamonds, iron. So my advice is to use this. Now, usually I say create your sequence and then drop it in a repeat. But I mean, this is not going to be a difficult sequence. I'm sure you can all do this with your eyes closed, even if I wake you at 2 in the morning and tell you quickly solve this, right? So there you can see that's done and dusted. Perfect. Okay, so let's just talk through this just in case somebody might be lost. So we started by saying, okay, we're going to divide this into 2 different problems. The first problem is the main goal we identified as we have to mine 2 of the iron blocks. Okay, the first problem is to reach that goal, we need to get to the iron blocks before we can mine it. So this is what this sequence does here. We're using 1, 2, 3, 4 statements or blocks, and that is going to solve this for us to get to that side. Now that we're there, we need to do something to collect that, and that's what we do here. So we're saying repeat 2 times, destroy block, and move forward. A repeat will loop the sequence inside it this many times. Okay, this repeat where you can set the number. Some of them have a different way of doing it, but we'll discuss that when we get there. For now, just know that repeat this many times whatever we put inside it, but it doesn't destroy a block 2 times and then move forward 2 times. It stays in sequence. It will always happen in sequence. So this will happen first, this second, then it will repeat, then that'll happen again, and that'll happen again. Okay, so it'll always stay where if a destroy block happens, the move forward will happen thereafter. In this example, and you can see here, this is what it looks like and this is why we call them logical statements and not blocks, because this is what the actual code looks like. And there you can see this is a variable, cobblestone, that we have assigned to this function, right? But you'll see that in a later stage. Okay, so let us Continue. Are you happy? Can we move on to the next puzzle? Two yeses, almost immediately. Just share this link again. Okay. So this is where they are going to introduce us to, I want this out. They're going to introduce, oh no, what did I do? They are going to introduce us to the conditional block here. Okay. But we're not watching videos here. That's why I'm here to explain these blocks to you. So if you look there in your toolbox, you see right under the repeat, there's a new block. If lava ahead. So I'm first going to show you the code without the conditional, then we'll enter the conditional, then you'll see, okay? So what they're saying is there is lava hiding beneath some of these blocks, which you'll need to cover up before moving forward. An if command will come in handy here, and a move forward command in the correct place to mine, add a move forward command in the correct place to mine these blocks. So they gave us a sequence there. I took it off because I want the ability to show you. So if we destroy this first block, you'll see there's lava under that. We do not want to move forward there, obviously. So what we do want to do is place a cobblestone to cover the lava. Then we want to move forward. Then we're going to destroy that block again. Okay. So there you see we placed that. We're good to go. Awesome. Now we're here. But under these ones, we do not know which ones will have lava and which ones won't. And if we just use a statement like this and we repeat it, which is what we're going to do because we want to mine 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 here, right? So we repeat this 7 times. Now look what happens here at the second one. Even though that's already covered, we're going to keep on placing that cobblestone because we told the code to do that. Now look at what it does. Just makes Alex bump ahead, break a block, place it again. And that same thing's going to continue until this repeat is done. So what we need to do is we need to find a way to tell Alex that if there is lava, then you place the cobblestone. If there is not lava, skip that. Don't do that. So this is what this block does. If lava ahead, do this. And what we are going to put in there is obviously the cobblestone, right? So if there is lava, place cobblestone. If this condition is not true, this condition has not been met, there isn't lava there, it will not execute this sequence, this statement here. It's going to continue past onto the next block or line of code, whatever comes next, right? It'll still keep in that order of sequencing. So whatever is in front of it or before it will happen before it, and then this is going to check. And then if need be, this is going to happen. If not, it's going to skip and just continue to whatever's after that. So now instead of just placing the cobblestone in the loop, we're going to say we place the conditional and the cobblestone block in the loop. Now you need to be careful because they come without anything in them. You need to assign something for this to do. And it finds the problem because just like this, it's not going to do anything. You can run it and you'll see, oh no, we are on fire, right? But just adding that and look at what a difference it makes. So now we're checking and we see there's nothing, so we don't place one. We see there's lava, so it gets placed. And you can see here on the yellow how that functions, right? If there isn't lava, it just skips down here quickly. If there is lava, it skips into that. But the transition from the check, the if, to the do, or to the next one is really fast. You saw how quickly that happens, right? That all has to do with processing power and all of those types of things. And then obviously how good the code of the entire platform is. Okay. Does this make sense to you? Are you happy? Can we move on? Okay. Awesome. Right. So again, with this one, we have the conditional that we had earlier. And now they're saying, now things are getting tricky. Mine 3 redstone, but don't fall in the lava. Use an if command to place cobblestone over any lava you uncover. Okay. Right, so we have to mine 3 of these red blocks. They don't say which 3. However, in this one, we have a limit. There's a restriction of how many blocks we can use, right? So I already see a pattern, but I want to know what you're seeing. So in the chat box, go ahead and type. You can type block for block, or you can just type the entire thing. Give me an idea of what your thinking is. I can only give like 10 or 15 more seconds because, as you know, these videos go to YouTube and these silences aren't too good for that. Okay. So the pattern that I saw, there we go. Move forward. Yes. Awesome. So the pattern that I saw is exactly that. To move here and to break this one, then turn left, then there, we're going to use the same solution than what we used here. And over there, we're going to use the same solution than what we had there. So it is basically a move forward twice, a destroy block, check for lava, place this, and turn left. Okay. We need to move forward again after we've placed that. I almost forgot that. Now we can just repeat this 3 times. Okay. So what we did was we created the sequence to solve our first puzzle, that line there. Then we identified that these 2 and this one will have the same solution. So to make it as short as possible, we're just going to repeat the solution 3 times. And this is how we do that. The important thing is this: if you forget about that, over here, you would have ended up in the lava. All right. And you can see how Alex is waiting. Here you can see when the block sort of breaks, there's a slight delay before she starts moving. That's because this is checking. Okay. Some students in my younger lessons, they took this code into here somewhere, breaking a lot of stuff all over the show here. And that's fine. As long as you reach 3 redstones without exceeding the block limit, you're good to go. Right, so this is going to be our last one for the day. You've gathered lots of resources and built a modest home. Now lay rail from the edge of the the map to the door of your house. Okay. So here we can see is the edge of the map, and there we have the door of the house. So we want railway track to go there because Alex will use it to travel in a mine cart up and down. Okay, so the first thing we need to do is obviously turn right because we're not even facing the road, right? And yes, that was posted to me in the chats. Good job. Then we want to place a rail and move forward. But we're going to do that a couple of times. So let's just repeat that from the start. No, there. Okay. So let's run this. Okay, so I'm happy with that. Our code for year works. So now we need to count whether this will work as well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're repeating this 6 times. And there we can see. Oh no. What did I do? You're not even helping me. You just leave me to suffer and make a fool of myself by not adjusting these repeats. This has to happen twice because we're doing the 6 times over there. There we go. That's better. Okay. So yes, sorry for that. You need to pay attention to these little numbers. They make quite a big difference. So you see there what I meant by that. We had that in the beginning, right? I told you, we need to pay attention that we use the correct amount of repeats because not all the programs will terminate the moment that the goal has been reached. It will continue to go. And that's what happened with me now. This is more than it should have been. Alex did build all these rails, but the program didn't self-terminate once the goal was met. It continued, right? So yes, that's basically where we're at. I just want to jump here. Okay, this one, I'm just going to show you here by placing one block, otherwise it's not going to do anything. This is an entire free play map. You can do here whatever you want to. Whatever. There's nothing that says you have to do this or you have to do that, or you can just play. You can break down trees if you want to. You can build bridges if you want to. You can shear the sheep. You can build a house. It's all up to you. I think they want to test your creativity. But now remember, I think, maybe it was on Monday, we had that quote of Mark Zuckerberg that said, coding is like a sport. You can know the rules, but you have to play to know the game, right? This is exactly that. This is where you will really see whether you understand the way that all these things tie together and what each one exactly does, is by creating something here and using this code to do so. Okay. So you are welcome to share what that looks like with me. I'd appreciate that if you want to. I'll show you my email address shortly. So this is going to be tomorrow, conditionals in B. If we, well, yes, we're not going to do that last puzzle in Minecraft. That's only for you to practice and to show me what you can do. So any questions, any homework you would like to share with me, this is where to send it. And you can find us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, Africa Team Geeks. And then we will touch base with you if you communicate with us during one of those ways, or just give us a follow and see what we're up to. All right, have a great day. I'll see you tomorrow. Thank you for being here. Bye-bye.